Big win, Don Wilson here for Top MMA News. Here with Mark Boots Holst after, I guess, finally deciding the Boots versus Thrill rematch. You know, you got the win over Nabil Khatib. Why don't you let us know how it feels?
It feels good. I'm a little bit disappointed in my performance, to be honest, because I wanted to finish this fight really, really bad. I wanted to do some techniques and some stuff. Some of the techniques I usually don't do in fighting, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, he's just so tough. I couldn't believe how tough he was and how he just took everything I had and just kept coming.
I gotta ask you, did you really come into this fight thinking you were gonna finish Nabil? Because he is known as a guy that will just take punishment and keep moving forward.
That was my goal, exactly why. I wanted to be the one, you know, that, again, finished Nabil. I finished him the first time, and it was a fair and square finish and fight. And I believe that, you know, he didn't. You know, 3 years of grudging back and forth, and now we're doing it again on the last rec. I'm disappointed I couldn't finish the fight, but I hear that it was a pretty exciting fight, so I'm happy about that.
It was definitely a one-sided fight, obviously, on your part, but I still have to say there was definitely a lot of exciting moments. The crowd was into it. They absolutely loved it. Now, you fought on the first rec, you fought on the final rec. My big wonder is, when you guys embraced at the end of that fight, what did he say to you?
He said it's over, right? And I said that too. I didn't want to touch gloves with him at all.
Yeah, I saw that the last end.
Yeah,
the last round. You didn't want to touch gloves.
I didn't want to touch gloves with him, and because I knew I could finish him. I wanted to finish him, and I didn't want to show my respect until the end of the fight. And I told myself I'd do that. And I couldn't finish him. He was just too tough, and he's smart. He'd done his homework. He knew about the knees and the clinch, knew about the elbows, and man, everything that I tried to knock him out with, he countered very well. So he definitely done his homework and trained to counter a lot of my techniques and my fighting style. But I came up on top anyways. So.
Well, I want to ask you, speaking of your fighting style, something that I've never seen in the cage, but speaking to a lot of the guys in your team, you do it in the gym and it pisses them off. What's with the low kick kind of trip?
That's it.
Like, what's with that? Where did that come from? Who taught it to you?
So that, to be honest, pretty much all the techniques I usually give a shout out to this person or that person, but this technique, it's more like a savate French boxing sweep. And I use it all the time in sparring, and I was really happy I could actually land it a few times on the bill in an actual fight. So that's one of the techniques I usually don't do in fighting that I was able to do in fighting. So that's why I'm happy I was able to utilize that technique. Usually I get the sweep, they fall, so he kept his balance, but sometimes, a lot of times in sparring, I go for the sweep, and as they catch their balance, there comes the high kick. So I wasn't able to do the second part, but the sweep I got, and that's something I've always been playing around. I've been training Muay Thai all over the world and taught by many different instructors. So that's just one of my moves that I keep for myself.
do you find that particular one, did you get taught that at all when you were in Thailand? Does the traditional Muay Thai guys would actually go for something like that?
No. Like I said, it's more like a French savate.
Shout out to Gerard Godot out there.
That's it, exactly. Yeah. So they do a lot of the foot sweeps like so. A similar one though that was taught to me is on the inside. I do the one on the outside. A similar one that was taught to me on the inside was by Jean-Yves Thériault.
Yeah. Another great Ottawa coach as well. One thing I got to ask you, a couple of your teammates mentioned it to me. I didn't believe it, but I asked you, you didn't wrap your hands before this fight? You're fighting a guy with a concrete head, and you don't wrap your hands. What was the reasoning?
So I didn't wrap my hands for the Leo Santos fight, my last fight, and felt really good punching and letting my hands go. So I thought maybe that's why I'm tentative. I just got to put the gloves on, and it'd be better for me to grapple and to defend Nabil's takedown. So I had that in my mind, but I obviously picked the wrong fight because Nabil has, the Smith head, and I hurt my hands real bad. I think I got a broken knuckle and some cuts here and
stuff. You might have actually finally knocked one knuckle back into place.
Yeah, maybe they changed up around. They call them the gobstoppers.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, you bring up the Leo Santos fight. That was the last time we talked. It was a huge deal going against the BJJ legend and like that.
Definitely.
Why don't you talk us through that fight? Because obviously it didn't go the way you wanted, and a little quicker than most would have expected.
Yeah, a minute 15 seconds. He put me right to sleep. It was pretty, for me, I knew it was a black and white fight. If I'd stand up with him, I'd do good. If I go to the ground, then I'd probably do really bad. And that's what happened. I got really confident, and my coach was really happy and proud for my hands and my low kicks, being able to pull the trigger, because a lot of times I'm so tentative of showing my Muay Thai skills because I'm so scared of getting taken down and overcommitting and just, showing too much and overcommitting and stuff like that and really opening up. But that's, so weird because I picked this fight. I really opened up on, you know, Leo Santos, who's like 7-time world champion at black belt. And I was happy about that because if I can pull the trigger and let my Muay Thai flow against him, then I can do the same with anybody else. Obviously, you know, I cocked a big right hand over and he timed it perfectly. You saw the fight. He took me down, and then yeah, he didn't waste any time putting me to sleep.
Well, you know, you came back here, you got the win. I got to ask, every time we see, you know, we out of the UFC, you came back, rec, you get the wins. You know, last rec, no more rec. Where do we see you next? Is it Cage Warriors Fighting Championship? Will you be going down maybe Toronto Score Fighting Series? Like, do we know what's next for Mark Boots Holst?
I don't know exactly. I have to speak to my manager about that, Pat Quilligan. But yeah, I want to stay active. You know, I'm shaking off some rust. This is my third fight since I took that 1-year break. So I felt I shook out a lot of rust and was able to play around with the techniques and work my my Muay Thai skills. My takedown defense have improved a lot, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. Score Fighting Series, Cage Warriors, all sounds good to me. You know, that's going to be up to my manager to pick. And yeah, I love to travel and to fight. And I just want to put on more exciting fights for all the promotions out there.
Now, you know, we saw you at the UFC at 155. You're fighting a lot at 170 right now. Is there a weight that you're more comfortable with?
Definitely 155. 170. Nabil was very strong. Last time I fought him, he wasn't strong. He was big. This time I fought him, he was very strong. And it's funny, I saw the weigh-in pictures and I looked bigger than Nabil. I was like, oh, really? But yeah, he's very, very strong too. So he got a lot stronger since I last fought him 3 years ago. But definitely 155. I'm a lightweight. I think it's a smarter division for me. And I walked in the ring, I think, at 172 pounds. So I didn't really gain any.
One thing I got to ask you, and I'm going to throw a head there. I don't know if there's a relationship at all, but, you know, amazing Muay Thai guy, you know, 155. We have another one of those in Ontario, Shane Campbell. Is that a fight you'd be interested in?
Definitely. Shane and I actually, he was part of a Muay Thai circuit, amateur Muay Thai circuit called Camtao back in the days. And I was just pretty much growing up in that and starting to fight all over too. And his name kind of came up a few times. You know, he was a big name, and he fought one of my teammates, Jeff Harrison, and my crew. So, you know, definitely like Shane Campbell, I think it'd be an exciting fight, yeah.
I would have to say you put that on the main event anywhere in Canada, you're going to get fans coming out to that because it's going to be a bang fest. Now, before we let you go, family, friends, sponsors, you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to thank Nick Castillo for putting on the last Rec MMA. You know, he's my good friend, so I'm really happy to have my friend back and have him not stress out anymore.
He never gets enough credit. Did a wonderful job.
Yeah, he did a great job, and he ran the show for 3 years, so I'm so thankful and very happy for him to do that. I'd like to thank Pat Quilligan for giving me this fight and giving me these opportunities to train all over the world and fight for a living and teach at Ottawa Academy of Martial Arts. I also like to thank all my team, my family, my mom, for helping me make weight. This one was an easy weight. And my sponsor, Lyft, check it out, liftallday.com. They have great gear. And also CrossFit Closer, where I've been training with Adam. And, you know, big shout out to Randy, to Crew Merrick, coming down from Poland and training me. And all the guys that helped me in my training camp. And you, Don, appreciate it, man.
Well, you want to,
big win.
I appreciate that, and I cannot wait till we see you back in the cage. I hope it's at 155 because I love seeing you at lightweight. Anyway, fans, big win, Don Wilson. Mark Boots Holst, top MMA news.